Hey guys, this is Miss Sorrells. I'm here for video 15.2 today. We're going to be talking about angle sums of triangles. Okay, so we're only focusing on triangles. Have your notes out and let's get ready to learn. First couple things are just reminders. I want you to know that this symbol right here is the symbol for an angle. I know it kind of looks like an inequality symbol, but notice this line down here is flat, and so that would tell you it's the angle, not the less than sign. Okay, and this formula right here is what we're going to be referring to today. We know that the triangle has three angles, so angle 1 plus the second angle plus the third angle will always add up to 180 degrees. That's really important to know. Okay, so moving along. Here, fill in the blanks that you need to fill in here. So first thing to remember is that all triangles have three angles because they have three sides. That's the relationship there, okay? And then an angle is always at a vertex. If you have a triangle here, these where the two sides meet are called the vertices or vertex, and they create the angles. That's where the angles are created, okay? And then all angles add up to 180, and like I said, I already mentioned that, okay? Now, this is Google Doc question 1. It says the formula to find a missing angle is what? So go ahead and answer that and copy your answer down so you can submit it on the Google Doc. Alright, now we are going to, the purpose of today is to find an angle measurement when one of them is missing, or possibly two. So here we've been given that this angle is 40, this is 75, and we've been given a variable for this angle right here. Now looking at the angle, I can tell it's an acute angle, so I know it's going to be something smaller than 90. So it's going to help us check one way to check our answer and make sure it's reasonable. Okay, here's our formula. Go ahead and copy that down. We're going to be using that. Now we've been given two angles, and the third one we don't know. And if you want to call this one angle 1, angle 2, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to plug in our numbers. Angle 1 is 40 degrees plus angle 2 is 75 degrees, and angle 3 was given as a variable, and we know all of these should add up to 180. Okay, now your next step is to combine like terms. These are both degrees, so we can add them. Okay. Okay, so those two added together is 115. So we know those two angles are 115 of the 180 degrees. Now, back to one-step equations here. Whoa. Back to one-step equations here. We want to isolate our variable. This is a positive 115, so we need to subtract 115 degrees and do the same over here because it's an equation. You do the same on both. You're left with x is equal to, and then you need to subtract here. Got 65 degrees. Now, we said this was acute, so is 65 smaller than 90? Yes, that's one way to check. The other way is to actually put the number in here, and now we know all three of these should equal 180. So go ahead and add them. And here's the thing, we already know that this one plus this one was 115. So if we do 115 plus 65, we're going to see if it equals 180. So carry 6, 7, 8, okay, 180 degrees. So we got it correct. Okay, now go ahead and pause the video, make sure you have all this down, and the next thing will be a Google Doc question. Alright. Actually, whoops, I forgot. So I took out number 2 to save time. So if you want extra practice, you can try problem number 2, okay? But here, if you don't, go ahead and you can just cross it out on your notes. And then here is Google Doc question 2. You do have to do this one, okay? So you need to find the value of the x, which is the missing angle, using our formula. Give it a try, show all your work, and select your answer. Alright, number 3. This one's the same exact thing, same formula, except now the only difference is this right here. We know that this means 90 degrees, and they're going to assume that you know that, okay? So we have 30 and we have 90. Let's fill in here. Got 30 degrees plus angle 2 could be 90 degrees plus, and angle 3 is an x, okay? We know they're all three going to equal 190. So we need to add the 2 degrees we've been given, the 2 angles we've been given together. That would be 120 plus x equals 180. So 120 degrees of 180 have been, and you might be able to do mental math and go, oh, you only need 60 more degrees, which let's find out if doing it this way is the same thing. So isolate our variable, do the same on both sides. Okay, that cancels, and we are left with x is equal to 60. Okay, so some of this you couldn't just reason through. So if we put x is equal to 60, if all 3 of these add up, they better add up to 180. We know these 2 equal to 120, and if we add 60 to it, sure enough, we get the 180 degrees we need. Okay, it's a really good way to self-check. All right, here is Google Doc question number 3. Use the problem number 3 to help you out on this if you get stuck. Work it and go ahead and solve, and then select your answer. All right, good work. Okay. Number 4 is the same thing, except this time we know this is an isosceles triangle because these 2 marks right here say that these 2 sides are the same. So guess what? These 2 angles need to be the exact same degrees because these 2 sides are the exact same length, okay? So this time we've only been given one angle. Now we think about it. Triangle's 180 and 50 degrees have been given. That leaves us 130 degrees to split evenly between these 2 angles right here. So let's start plugging in here. Angle 1 we were told was 50. Angle 2 was just an x, and angle 3 is an x. Now, you see this done a little bit different. This time our like terms is not the degrees, it's actually our x's because there's 2 of them. So 1x plus 1x is 2x, right? And then 50 plus 2x is equal to 180. Okay, now this variable has a coefficient, however, we still want to isolate it, but our first step is going to be to get rid of this over here without the x. So subtract 50, and now we're left with 2x is equal to 130 degrees. Okay, we need to evenly split this up. Now think about it. We're not going to subtract or add because now this is a coefficient, meaning we're multiplying. This is when we use the reciprocal, if you can recall that. Okay, because 1/2 times 2 over 1 cancels it and just leaves us with the x. And then we do the same thing over here. Now, 130 times 1, top times top, and bottom times bottom is 2. So really you're doing 130 degrees divided by 2. And that comes out to, when you divide it, it comes out to 65. Okay? First thing, look at these. These are both acute, and it's good that we got 65 because those are both under 90. Now let's plug it in and see if it works. First thing is these 2 are identical, which is good because these 2 sides are the same. So 65 plus 65 plus 50. We want them to equal 180. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Perfect. And now you're done. Okay? Alright. Go ahead and give that one a try. Remember 180 degrees, and remember, students, these 2 have to be the same. Okay? Alright, good work. Now, I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, hurry up, Miss Sorrells, but I'll tell you this. We're going to do this one together, and when you see another equilateral triangle, you'll never have to do the work again because it will always be the same angles, okay? So this is actually going to do you a favor later. So this time we weren't told any of the angles, and these dashes tell me, okay, all the sides are the same, so what does that mean? This and this and this angle need to be all the same exact amount. Okay, one can't be 20, the other 40, and the other 60, or whatever. So this time when we're plugging in, it's just x plus x plus x, because we weren't given anything, and we know that these 3 need to equal 180. Now think about it. You have 180 degrees, and you need to evenly dispute it between these 3, or distribute it between these 3 x's. So really, yes, you're going to do 180 divided by 3. But let's look. These are like terms, right? 1x plus 1x plus 1x is 3x. This is a coefficient, so this is a multiplying one. This is one when we use our reciprocal. That cancels. top times top. Whoops, sloppy. Bottom times bottoms. Looky here. You're doing 180 divided by 3. This is just the mathematic way behind it. Okay, when you do 180 divided by 3, you get 60 degrees. So what we're saying is each of these are 60. Now, is 60 times 3, or 60 plus 60 plus 60, 180? Sure enough. Now I'll tell you, every single equilateral triangle, the angles will always be 60, 60, and 60. Okay? The side lengths might be different, but the angles will always be 60, 60, and 60. Okay? And so go ahead and get that down, and then you are finished as soon as you answer your last Google Doc question. Okay? Alright, thanks for listening, and we will see you in class tomorrow. That's all we got.